am here to host the cast of Starfield. And the crowd goes, all right, so first
Rob
off,
Fury for personal hype, man.
Wow.
Please.
I was just thinking,
oh,
You just bring you with me to every room I ever enter
who
in
needs
life.
trumpets when you have this entrance?
I was just saying, if you said you wanted hype.
Let's go with the button.
Oh my
Who's
god.
here? Oh, all right. So,
Oh
ladies
my
and
God,
gentlemen,
God.
we are going to go around and we're going to see who the cast is. So, what they're going to do is they're going to say their name, the character that they played, and on top of that, one of the funnest experiences that they had on Starfield. So, first off, we're going to start off with the person with lips as rosy as an internal fireball and hair as luscious as a fox out of its prey. Jackie, tell us who you are. You knew exactly
Oh
where.
my god. What an intro. Hey, I'm Jackie. I played Ranger in Elite Crew, Autumn McMillan. And probably my favorite moment of and also the Karen of the game. Oh my god, what's her name? The barista that everybody liked to murder. That was me.
Murder barista. I'm pretty
The
sure
murdered
Murder
Karen
barista.
barista.
Fine. Don't worry about it.
And I would say that my favorite memory was probably my second recording session. The writer, Aspen, was on the line, and I had to do a death scene. And it was like there was something in the air, and everybody was crying. And like she was crying, and George was crying, and I was crying. And it was just one of those really special communal moments. It was like in the middle of a pandemic, and it felt like we were all kind of having this. It felt very special. But then also just getting to meet the crew and like the amazing people at Compost Productions who helped us record it. Like that was all. This game gave me so much. So those were all the big highlights for me.
Love that, Jackie. Next up, we have the young lady with some fantastic hair, and that we all just beg to have her a part of, a day in our lives. Emily.
Hi. I'm Emily O'Brien. I play Sarah Morgan. And I think my favorite part about the game was everything related to the romance. Oh my goodness. It was just so lusciously awkward. Because, I was going from this really strong presence to, you love me. I love you too. We were cracking up every time we would do takes. I'd give them some really off-the-wall takes, which did not make the game. Maybe for a good thing. So I think that was my favorite. Was there another question? No, that was it, right?
That was it.
Yeah, okay.
That was it. Thank you, Emily.
Yeah.
Next up, a phenomenal person with hair that people wish that they had, and glasses that is not only good for seeing, but for spotting some of the best talent out there. Sissy!
Hi. I'm Sissy Jones. I'm your space wife. I play Andresia and Molly mix something or another on one of the planets. And listen, there was not a bad day recording this game. There's some games you record and it's like, you're gonna die 50 times today. Get ready to scream your guts out. But that never happened in this, and it was just super fun. The whole thing was great. Some of the morning after scenes were a little awkward, but listen, it was fine. It's fine.
Thank you, Sissy. Next and not last, last but not least. There you go. The phenomenal person with hair that looks straight off of Vogue magazine, with style, flair, and talent that makes you just want to go, oh my God, Julie!
Hold on. There. Did I do it? Did I do it? The hair, hi, I'm Julie Nathanson, and I love that there's a drinking game going on in the chat right now about take a shot every time you mention hair. So I am hair to tell you. Like, you guys are going to be so drunk.
So good.
Word hair, you drink. There you go.
I'm with you. So I had the honor of playing Marika Boros, a favorite companion. I loved playing Marika Boros, and I also got to play Amelia Earhart. Truly, I would say an honor I never thought I would have in my life. And I too had just an incredible experience recording the game. It was over a long period of time, during the pandemic, which was, again, a time that the idea of being able to do anything collaboratively felt so novel, and it worked so well. But as soon as I was told I'd be playing Amelia Earhart, I tend to do a lot of touchstone work when I'm doing a voice match. And I found this wonderful interview with Amelia Earhart, and I just kept drilling it. So I would be at the microphone, I would be playing it over and over again to try to sort of get into that character. And every once in a while I'd be like, I'm sorry, can we just go over this again? I'm playing whom now? Cool. So yeah, just fantastic experience all around.
Awesome. By the way, we have a brand new person here onto the panel. So before, what you're going to do is I'm going to introduce you. You're going to say your name, the character that you played in the game, and your most fun or favorite moment in the game. So your introduction starts now. The fantastic man with hair so tight, so right, that it makes you go, guys, with eyes piercing so beautifully into your soul that it can melt the coldest of hearts, and a smile that just makes me go, hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, what's up? Oh, by the way, everybody, drink. I mentioned hair.
Oh yeah. And by tight you mean the curls. The curls are literally tight. They're tight curls. Hi everyone. I am Jake Green and I play Amelia Earhart. No, sorry, I play Vasco. I play Vasco, the robot companion in Starfield, along with a couple others. Yannick Legrand, who gives you a little drink in Neon, and there's somebody else that you can kill as well. Hi, yeah, why is everybody ADHD? Why is everybody saying drink in the comments? Is there a drinking game that I'm unaware of?
Yes.
Every time Rob mentions hair, we have to drink. So Rob, now we need to see your hair. Is the thing?
Got it.
Oh, I got. I got
yes.
hair.
With the hair that's not even there.
I'm sorry. Did Rob just say hair? Because this is gin. So.
Oh, okay, there we go. And ladies and gentlemen, now we know how Jake prepares for audition.
You see, people think that I'm typecast, but it's all just a choice to be drunk for everything.
That was great.
Maggie's like, I got you beat.
Yeah, right. So, I hope you do, by the way. My favorite moment to record is one that luckily players also got joy out of, and it's Vasco's #1 burn, which is the player can ask Vasco, "Hey Vasco, do you know any human jokes?" And Vasco says, "Yes, I'm looking at one right now." It's so good.
Oh, that's good.
A close second would be, in the hours and hours and hours of names that we recorded, just the true gift that it was to say Captain Fuckface. Sorry, there are no kids on this stream, right?
No, ladies and gentlemen, when you're on Streamly's, like YouTube, everything goes there.
Great.
Spacewife never got to say Captain Fuckface. I'm a little mad about that.
You just did. I just want to say, you just said.
You just did. You just did.
In the game.
Spacewife just said Captain Fuckface.
And by the way, so if you guys don't know, Sissy is the sweetest person. Just so first time I've ever heard you swear. Ooh.
Oh, you don't know me very well then. Rucker. Buckle up, Buttercup.
So thank you guys for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, you know you're here because of the Starfield cast. Go to streamly.com/Starfield and get some exclusive swag from them. And on top of that, while you're in their shops, go check out some of the other amazing characters that they've actually voiced, because we're going to go and real quick, 20 seconds, I want you guys to tell me what other role in your long line of roles that you've done in your career that you could say that makes you have the feels just like your character in Starfield. What we're going to do is, you thought I was going to tell you, Jackie, I got you, girl. We're starting off with Jake. She's like, thank you very much.
Thank you
This
so
is
much.
what I get for joining late, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Yeah, I mean, I'll always have a place in my heart for Bootsy Calico from the Boss Baby. He's just a nice guy until you cross him. So he's fun. And Jamak from Keep on the Age of the Wonder Beast. He's a frog guy who starts off bad, but he'll win your heart.
That's where I first got familiar with your work. I love
Jamak,
that
it's
show.
such a good show.
Yes.
It's such a good show.
So good.
And then I think I literally get sued by Lucasfilm if I don't mention Lego Star Wars. So I'm
contractual.
Poe Dameron in Lego Star Wars. I got to do that, and thank you to my bosses at Lucasfilm.
The Lucasfilm representatives right outside your door with your cash.
Great, because in one hand is the cash, and the other hand is a black hood to be taken away.
Oh yeah, you're still under NDA. Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry. Julie, next up.
It's always so difficult. And I don't even know what you mean by like the same feels as Starfield. So like, tell me about your feelings. So I would say I've had such a long, wonderful experience playing Samantha Maxis from so many different Call of Duty games. And because I had the opportunity to grow her up, which I never thought I would get to do, that's always an emotional one for me, and a character to which I feel pretty attached. Some other like wonderful game roles, playing Briar most recently in League of Legends. She's an awesome new champion, and I don't know about whether she falls into the feels category for you, but the fact that she's funny and energetic and friendly and just wants to make friends, but is also bloodthirsty, I don't know. I kind of dig that. Like, we're all a lot of things.
I feel that. Sissy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Space Wife Field, but I did Delilah in Firewatch. I'm Lilith Clawthorne in the Owl House. This year, like last year was a really quiet game year for me because everything was in production, and then this year it was like Remnant 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Texas Chainsaw Massacres, like everything coming out all at once. It's been an insane year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evelyn?
Sissy's also beloved, so you're gonna see us all clap. Because we also all love each other. So like
You do.
yeah,
It's
everyone.
a good group.
It's for me. I don't know. I think this is probably the biggest and longest one because we worked on this for what, 4 years now?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was on it for 7.
7.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's this one to top. I can't really top this, but I think one that really hit me was I did 2 episodes of Love, Death, and Robots. I know that's not a game.
Wait, which
Oh,
episode?
good.
I love how everybody went, oh.
I know.
Wait, I want to know which episodes. 'Cause
I
love
was
that.
the woman in The Witness, which
Okay.
that was really incredible to work with Alberto Mielgo. And then the most recent, I was in Pop Squad, and I played that was motion capture, where I was the mother. It was in this post-apocalyptic world where children were illegal, and everybody lived for like hundreds of years. And I was working on that for like a few weeks, and it was so incredibly emotional. I really got to dive deep into different levels of who this woman was, and in the end, she changes the character in the episode, and he lets her keep her children. It's a beautiful episode. So maybe that gave me the same sort of feels as Sarah Morgan on a completely different level, though. Yeah, I don't know. And then maybe something a bit lighter. I played Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy.
No way.
In the Telltale game. That was just so fun and light, and a great one to be part of.
I'm just pointing. Nobody can tell, but I'm pointing at Emily and Sissy at the same time.
Yeah, Todd.
Why?
Telltale was where I got my start.
That's where I got my start too, really. Yeah.
That's also where I got my start also.
Where?
Telltale.
Where? Telltale.
Yeah, Walking Dead and Guardians. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Oh, you were on Guardians.
Yeah. Yeah, Rook's in the Nova Corps. He's a Starfield. He's a Star-Lord stan. So he goes from being like, "Hey, Star-Lords need to sign this right here."
Isn't it weird?
Also, I'm a
how
huge
we-
fan. Ah, gosh.
Isn't it weird that we never get to meet each
Never
other
get
on
to
these
meet each other.
projects? We're
I
all
know.
we're in a booth on our
Yeah.
own, and especially during COVID. I mean, I had no idea that. Julie, I didn't know you were
Yeah.
until later, and we were working
know.
together on something else.
Well, now because of streaming, now you guys got
And there's
Yeah.
a joke in there about, Amelia Earhart and like lost in the game. Oh, nailed it. Nailed it. Oh, I just nailed Sorry. No, I mean, I don't want you guys to have
So
to say it. So
good.
I'll just say it. I nailed it.
Appreciate that you called it out.
Yeah. I didn't want you to feel the pressure. So.
Jackie.
Oh my God, I have to follow Emily's like beautiful mocap experience.
No, look at me. Look at Sissy.
Oh
Look at
my
what the
God.
incredible things Sissy's done.
Oh,
She's our legend.
wow. I would say that probably the most like culturally impactful character that I've ever played that really did stick with me because it was like the first kind of foray I ever had into film was Foxface in the first Hunger Games series. And what was crazy about that is it's just been amazing to see the impact that the character still has. Like I just was lucky enough to go to the premiere of the new one. And I answered a question on the carpet about there's like a whole suicide theory about the character. And it just went viral. Like it blew up everywhere. And it was just so
Whoa.
cool to see that like this character has obviously impacted so many people for so long and been such a piece of the conversation. It's always fun to see the little GIFs of me like pressing buttons or dead and running.
We gotta get a Vasco patch where he says Captain Foxface.
Yes, actually, my sister called me fuckface while I was filming. So when you said that, I was like, "Oh, are you talking to me?"
Very close. Very close.
Very close. Very close. And yeah, I mean, I would say the other thing, one of the other projects I did that didn't do very well, but it was very close to my heart, was I was the lead of this Disney music game that kind of was a little short-lived, but it was like they were trying to do GarageBand, but I'm such a huge Disney fan, and the whole concept was, Yen Sid the sorcerer, he like disappears from like sorcerers. It was called Fantasia, like Fantasia Music Reloaded. And so I got to like lead you through the game, and I had like the sorcerer's hat, but it was like a baseball cap, and I always thought she was so cool. Like I was like, this is the coolest character I've ever played. Like I'll never be someone cooler than this person. She was like a DJ. She had like the wizard's robes, but they were all like just tattered. And anyway, that was a fun one.
Jackie, are you just talking about your regular Thursday nights?
I wish. I wish. My regular Thursday nights are like curled up and watching Great British Bake Off.
Oh, great show, by the way.
Great show.
Yeah.
I just called myself out and just said that I watched the Great British. Anyway, so being on a game this grand. For now, you said, Sissy, you've been on for 7 years. Like, wow, that's insane. Like, I want to know.
To be fair, we weren't recording for 7 years. I auditioned it at first 7 years ago, and then they booked me 2 years later to be the player character. And then after several hours of recording, they decided that having a voiced protagonist wasn't the way they wanted to go. So Elias and I had been doing the player characters, and they were like, "Hey, how about companion instead?" And we were like, "Yeah, yes." And that was 5 years of recording.
Did you really get a call? So like you auditioned, and 2 years later, your agents are like, "Hey, by the way, you booked this thing that I'm sure you don't remember auditioning for 2 years ago."
Yeah, it was like, "Hey, we want to do a callback on this thing," and I was like, "This thing?" And so we did a quick callback, and they were like, "Yeah, it's great." So it's good.
Awesome.
Sissy,
Weird-
did you do
the
this?
weirdest
You have the
job on
same
the
moment I
planet.
did. Do you have the same moment I
one?
did where it's like, wait, drum?
Yes, I was just going to say
What are
that.
the odds that the
Yeah.
same
Drum.
that two different projects have
Yeah.
the same code name?
Sissy, did the player character, when you were doing that, have an accent as well, or was that just when you?
No.
Oh, cool.
It was just me. They just wanted like a swashbuckling gal, and then a swashbuckling guy for the dude. And it was really fun, honestly. It was some of the best scripts, like the audition scripts that they sent out were some of the best scripts I ever read. And I remember sending that in and being like, if I don't book this, I have no business being in this job. It was so fun. And then, recording it was just cheeky and silly and fun. And then romance. And then the romance happened.
The best part.
Well, we all need a little excitement and romance in our lives. And on top of that, we all need to make sure that our hair is properly conditioned, guys. You can take a shot. Literally, the audience is like, "Can you say something about hair, please?" So, but he's like,
Thanks for having the guests on, but let's talk about hair some more. You're going to be like, hey guys, we should really talk about our business plan. I think what we need to do is have some hairdressers on. We're going to need some hairstylists. Like, this is going to be great. Don't
Also,
worry.
there's this musical takes place in the 60s. I can't remember the name of it.
What is it?
Not
What is it?
Anyways, we'll figure it out at some point.
yeah, that is it.
Rent.
Wigs.
Wigs.
So all right, so now because it's such a like a very big and like intricate video game, like you could practically do like anything. I want to know, have you played the game yourself? And if you have, what were your thoughts when you first entered the video game world? And if you have not, what's holding you back? And let's have a little fun with this. Let's go with magazine hair, Julie.
I have a new name. So I have the game. I have not started playing because I have been on the precipice of a decision between using a gaming computer that belongs to my kid or a console, which means my kid now has a console. So what I have done is watched hours and hours of YouTube. I watched cutscenes when I can. I watch gameplay when I can. I am the person who does the deep dive and will also, and let it be known, if you have a reaction video, I watch that shit. Like, I want to see when people are like, are you kidding me? Amelia Earhart? I'm like, cool. So yeah, I am the YouTube non-player but lurker at the moment.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
And by the way, just to let you know, mouse and keyboard over controller all day, every day.
I keep hearing that, and what it means, however, is that it's on my kid's computer, which means that if I want to play, I might not get on. So I just figured that out.
So hence, you gotta buy your own gaming laptop just for you, and you would call it instead of like,
Write-off.
it's the Julie.
It might take time that I don't have at the moment, but I like the way you think.
Fair enough.
I like
Fair
the way you
enough.
think.
We're gonna jump to a Born Survivor, Jackie.
Oh, okay. I tried to play, and it turns out that when I play video games, I just spin in circles and walk into walls. And literally, it took me 5 minutes to walk through a doorway. And that was when I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't the best use of my time, but I have a lot of time watching friends play the game. And also, I do stalk the YouTubes and also Reddit. I love reading the Reddit commentary, which is probably dangerous, and I probably shouldn't do that, but I do like it. And on YouTube specifically, as I mentioned before, I have a Karen character, Helena Chambers. I remembered her name. And there's so many videos of people being like, took care of the galaxy's Karen, and just like running the scene and then going back and like murking her like 7 times. And I found every single one of those videos because I think they're so funny. He's so annoying.
Oh my gosh, that is great. You're so happy to be the galaxy's Karen. That's awesome.
So thrilled. As long as they kill her, you know?
Yeah, true. The person that is in a place that they shouldn't be, but they are because it's a break time. Emily.
No, I haven't played the game. I don't play any games. I think, like Jackie, I would run into walls as well. The games nowadays are so intricate and cinematic and incredible. They just go right over my head. I mean, I still have my Sega Genesis from the 90s.
Yeah!
Oh, nice.
Pocket money. And even playing that, like Sonic the Hedgehog and Boogerman and Toe Jam and Earl, I'm like terrible at those. So I don't think I would ever even get past. It would probably take me 1 hour to get past a certain place, whereas somebody else could probably do it in 5 minutes. I am curious to see what Neon is like, though. So I might have to YouTube that. I've seen little bits and pieces, but no, I'm not a gamer. I just don't know how.
Emily,
I'm just
you
not.
say you're not a gamer, but you are winning in the best game, and that's the game of life.
Okay. I hope so.
I'll take to that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake,
Yeah, Rob.
do you play?
I started playing, and I did character creation and everything. I stepped out into the world, and I said, "Oh, I should do this again when I have more time." And that was launch day. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Really looking forward to when I got 2 kids. They're almost 4, and the other one's 6, and I can't wait till they go off to college so that I can play.
No, that's a game plan. That is a solid game plan.
Yeah. Really dive in.
Sissy, have you played the game?
I mean, listen, I could be playing like Mario Kart or whatever, and I'd still find a way to die. So probably nope. Haven't put much time into it. I've thought about it. I sure have. My problem is that I learned how to play games on the old school NES with the like flat controllers, and I used to play like this so that I could run really fast and then jump, and his little legs would still kick. It was like my favorite thing on the planet. So when the new controllers came out and it was all thumbs, I panicked, and I never learned how to play.
Aw. Well, you know what? There are so many different ways for you to learn how to play. You could actually Jimmy Reagan old controllers into it if you're playing PC. You could do like body pads. Because there are people that are playing using literally electrodes and a potato.
What?
Oh my
Yeah.
What?
insane.
Did you
You
do a
have to look that up.
potato?
Yes, a potato mashed on fire and put it in a stew.
Great
Potato.
reference.
I thought my favorite part so far was hearing Emily O'Brien and her beautiful voice say Booger Man, but like you just gave her a run for her money right now with potato.
Oh my gosh. And by the way, guys, don't forget, if you want an autographed picture from any one of these fantastic talent that we have right here on this stream, don't forget to go to streamly.com/Starfield because we have Jackie, Sissy, Jake that will be signing at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. And we have Emily that is going to be signing offline, and Julie's going to be signing next Tuesday. So go now. You guys got time. Go get your print right now. But I have to ask, because you guys are having so much fun right here. You guys are just a cast. You guys are having a blast here on the stream. But I got to know, life isn't all fun and games. What was probably one of the most trial or the most arduous or troublesome or wall-hitting moment that you've had in the game? And for all the people out there, how did you overcome that moment? Because
We're not talking Starfield, right?
I was talking
I was talking Starfield, but you want to go live, Sissy?
No, I don't. No, I said we're not talking Starfield, right? Because it was a joy.
I guess the question is, are you talking any game or Starfield specifically?
You know what? Since Sissy's like, I had fun from jump to end, let's go any project that you have been in. Call it out. Tell me what is the biggest trouble that you had through it, and how did you overcome that? Julie, I'm gonna leave her be right now.
I'm gonna go first because
Okay.
it started out. I'm gonna Tarantino this one. So the ending is, I thought I was gonna have to walk out of a video game session due to moral constraints, and then it ended up being fine. So before Sissy, I think you know this story. I think I told it to you before the 2017, I think it was, contract for video games that gave us more transparency in terms of the tone of the game, and if there's any mature content that you should be aware of before you even audition. Everything was kept under wraps, and I auditioned for a game that all I knew was that it was for Rockstar and it needed a Southern/Western accent. So I was like, well, it's Red Dead 2. Okay, that's fine. And it was like a dummy script, generic monologue. I book it knowing nothing about what the character is. I show up to the session and I'm told that I am playing a member of the Ku Klux Klan, essentially.
Oh.
And I already have the helmet on with the camera and everything, and everything's going through my mind. This is my first AAA game I've ever booked, and I'm like, how am I gonna call my agent and tell them that I have to turn down this game and like walk away from Rockstar? I can't do that. And they see all of these thoughts, I think, crossing my face, probably because whatever color I do have in my face drained. And they're like, oh, don't worry. You accidentally light yourself on fire in a cross burning ceremony. And I was like, oh, great, let's do this.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, literally, you just have to be like, that was terrifying.
All right.
And ended up being okay. So that was for me. Luckily, and I'm sure as everybody else here can also understand and relate to, video games are such a collaborative process that the team that is there, you always feel supported, and it's a collaboration where everybody kind of finds it together. And so unless it's a terrible situation, hopefully the hope is that you work through any hurdles and barriers together and you find a way through and into the work. But yeah.
I have one actually with Starfield. No, it's a technical thing. Nothing with the game was incredible. Working on it was amazing. But as we know, we did this during COVID. So I was turning my closet into a makeshift studio like many of us were. And like 50% of the time I'm doing it in my pajamas because it's COVID times. But this one particular week, for some reason, I didn't have internet. And I had sessions every day, and there I am being so technologically dumb. I don't know how, I'm terrible with technology. I had to connect to my hotspot without internet, and the only way it would work was like if I held it like this.
No.
And so I'm like balancing the microphone.
No.
Tiny closet, and I keep going in and out. I got through the session somehow, but like this the whole time, and
you walked around like this for the rest of the week.
Yeah, we had a laugh afterwards. I just looked like a fool in that.
It's funny later, but in the moment, it's so stressful.
So terrifying.
Incredibly embarrassing and frustrating, and
yeah.
It may have been during the what was all that with remember during COVID there was all the riots and things that were happening.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It may have been that time
when there were just protests going down the street, so you just heard all that noise. Or,
there was that, and there was like
a
liquor store like a block from me went up in flames, so maybe that's why the internet was affected. I can't remember what happened, but it was a really stressful week. But we did it.
Yeah, and once again, that's you winning. That was a beautiful win.
Barely.
Most people would have just been like, give up. I don't know. I'll get another gig.
I couldn't. I was determined, even if I had to hold my phone up for 4 hours. It worked.
She did that for consolation.
It's so heavy.
Yeah.
Just like a scene of like a Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing. She's just dripping.
Imagine. I mean, like I'm not graceful enough to do that without personal injury and noises and bruises.
Me neither. I think at one point I ended up like tying it on a scarf that was hanging from like a rack.
All right, MacGyver.
Yeah.
Right?
And then my stupid
duct tape.
computer. Yeah. The
Some
stupid
chewing gum and a
computer
paperclip.
would overheat, so I had to go get ice packs, and I'm putting ice under the computer, and I'm sweating because it's the middle of summer, and it was ridiculous. We did it. We got through it.
We did it,
Yeah, I know.
Crazy one.
Maggie, Sissy, Julie, any of you guys?
I kind of have one that was less. Well, so first I was like, I feel like most of my craziest stories have been on live action shoots. Like I literally had a shoot recently where it was getting to be sunset and we were shooting in the forest and camera and lighting, everything set up, and it's like just on my face, and literally thousands of mosquitoes.
No.
I'm supposed to be looking into camera crying. Like
Jackie.
it's like this close to me and I have tears pouring down my face, and literally as I'm doing it, it's like mosquito after mosquito is like landing
Oh, no.
on me. So then I have to I would do this for like 5 seconds, and I would go.
That sounds like a
and I would do it again.
nightmare.
I literally woke up the next morning and I was covered, but I did it, and it looks great. And you would never tell from the photos.
It looks great.
Like they sent
They're
me
just like
screenshots, and they were
laying
"It's okay."
larvae in the teardrops.
Oh no,
No.
you stop your
Ew.
face.
Sorry, too much.
No.
They lay
Ew.
larvae in water. That's all I'm
I
saying.
did have one. That's horrible. That's a terrible thought. I literally had 500 mosquito bites all over my face too. But one time I was recording for a game, and I was having stomach issues, which nobody tells you that this can happen. And I was recording, and my stomach kept going rah, rah, yeah. And then
We've all been there.
they were like, we have to do something about this. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And then they were like, do we need any? They were talking to each other, and they're like, we think we may want a scene of your character eating. So can somebody just give her potato chips? And can you just eat? And I'll tell you, there's literally nothing as disgusting as chewing Lay's, greasy Lay's potato chips while it's echoing in your own ears. It was the most, I was literally sitting there being I will never forget this moment. And I don't even think I use it, so.
Hilarious.
I'll give you two relatively short ones. Because it's hard to be oh, this was horrible. I've definitely had the ones where I've walked in and been oh, I didn't know I was supposed to do this today. Content wise, how do I handle it? But I think there's one for me. There was a game called Shadows of the Damned, and it was the first time I had been asked to truly scream.
Oh boy.
Scream, and she was a sister Mary. She was just demon, zombie. I don't remember. Just something screaming, flying, banshee. And I just was oh, this is what I do. And it was my first experience with, oh shit, I have to learn how to protect myself. So what I did in the session was I completely blew out my voice. And what I did afterwards was I learned some techniques in terms of how not to do that. I would say that was the thing. And we could skip my other one. I'm fine with my first story.
Sorry, can you just give us a sample of that scream? And could you do that 6 to 10 times?
Yeah, I just did. It's just really high pitched, so you missed it.
It's good. My dog is going crazy.
I was gonna say the dogs.
Which is weird because I don't have a dog.
What happened?
Weird.
Well, first off, I just have to say, hello, Scoot. Are you my mother? Because that sounds like an awful lot of judgment. Happy birthday. I would say probably one of the toughest sessions I ever had was similar to Julie's. It was a game that they didn't want to localize, so they didn't want to translate into different languages. So the player characters were just grunts and screams and growls and burps and barfs and all this craziness. And I didn't know that going into it. It was a 9 a.m. session, and I was very pregnant.
With emotion.
Sorry. It was it was before the strike, and so we weren't limited to 2 hours. It was a 4-hour session, and I left with my throat bleeding.
No.
Actually,
but it was a really good lesson for me to learn how to say no and learn how to say listen, client, I understand that you want me to scream again, but if I do that, I could lose my instrument forever, and this is my means of income. So no. Which is hard to do as an actor because we're taught to just go in and dance monkey. So yeah, it was a really good lesson for me.
Oh my God.
It's also a director I will never work with again.
There you go.
Good to know.
That's
interesting. My second story was about being pregnant, so I'll tell you really quickly. Metal Gear Solid, nobody knew I was pregnant. It was, early first trimester, and I was incredibly nauseous. But I had to go in. It was a rare group session. So I'm in there with 3 other women, and we're doing our female soldiers. And I had motion sickness bands on, and 2 of the women in the room had children, and they were like, and I was like, how do you know? And they were like, what do you need? And I'm like, I need to go home. That was more humor.
Oh, I love that. But ladies and gentlemen, we are literally 3 minutes until the end of this awesome, fun Q&A session. So ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, go to streamy.com/Starfield. Get a print from one of these amazing talent. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be wrapping this up. So, in order, I want you guys to tell us where they could see you on social media. And on top of that, if you have any in-person appearances, where they could see you as well. We're going to start off with Jackie with the amazingly fiery hair.
Drink. I am Jackie underscore Emerson on Instagram, and then I'm quite bad at social media. I think I have a TikTok. I think it's my name as well. And then I also have a YouTube, but really I think Instagram is my main mode of contact. And I will say that I don't know if it's an in-person appearance per se, but I have 2 films coming out in the next few months. So make sure you guys check them out when they hit. One of them in a theater, one of them on streaming near you. So Wine Club and Art Thief. So that's what I'll just put that.
Ooh, okay, Wine Club.
Well, I think the Art Thieves went to the Wine Club after. That's
probably, most likely.
Yeah. So next up, the person with hair that I would love for every day of my life, Emily.
Yeah, I'm also kind of shite with my social media, but my Instagram is @Emroya. It's EMROYA, and then in-person appearance. Actually, I'm doing a Days of Our Lives appearance. April 15th or 14th, whatever that weekend is in New Jersey. So I could put info up there for people to get tickets, but it's going to be a daytime thing, not a video game thing, if anyone's interested in that.
Everybody's going to be interested in that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we need you part of every day in our lives.
Oh God, the jokes!
Also, I want to go to New Jersey, so
yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry you're going to Jersey out of all places. So.
I know, Jersey. Well,
yeah, Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sissy, your hair.
Yes.
As
Today I'm going to.
Hell?
I love how your hair.
I wasn't ready.
Literally, is like 3 octaves higher than you.
I was not ready for that.
I'm on Instagram mostly at Sissy Speaks. I have others, but I just abandoned them because who has the time? And for live appearances, actually tomorrow I'm speaking at the Sovas conference about AI.
Cool.
And then I think I have a ton of other things next year that I can't process. Oh, I'll be in Bilbao next weekend. If anybody's going to be in Spain, come to Bilbao. Come to the Bilbao Game Festival because I'll be there.
Oh, look at this! What is going on here? She knows
did I do that?
Yes.
Yeah, you did that. I don't know how you did that, but you did it.
That's
I'm
a weird
very
thing.
uncomfortable with that. What is happening?
Whoa!
Look,
Does that work for all of
That's
us?
amazing.
Okay, she's got
Just
like
thumbs
magic.
up. That's all.
Wow, guys.
Why is it not working?
Hold it for like an
It doesn't work for me.
It doesn't
I like
work.
how my hands are down. I'm like, I don't even want to do it. I'm scared.
It worked for Jackie. Jackie got it.
After a long period.
Right? Julie, with your hair flowing like a babbling brook.
Okay, sissy, we get it.
This is what y'all can do, sucker.
Oh my god.
What did your middle finger do?
Oh.
On Instagram and the artist formerly known as Twitter, I am Julie_Nathanson. I'm on Blue Skies, Julie Nathanson, and I can't think about appearances right now. I think there are some, but I can't remember. But yeah, come visit me on social media or come hang out with me on Tuesday next week when I will be signing prints live, probably right here in front of my wallpaper of an enchanted forest.
So pretty.
That's really cool.
So pretty.
And last but not least, the man with the hair that looks like he could take out some sumo wrestlers right now. Yeah.
Probably. Okay. God damn it.
Gotta get it.
All right. My handle on all social media, even though the only one that I really consistently use is Instagram, is I am Jake Green. because I am. And appearances. You can see me in my local coffee shop most mornings. There's some stuff cooking for 2024, and we'll see where those happen. In the meantime, hey, if you want me to come to your local coffee shop, just hit me up on the socials. And
You know what, Jake? I
see what we
will.
can do. Okay,
Challenge accepted.
great. Done.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being on here. Don't forget to go to streamy.com/Starfield to get some of your exclusive swag. Go to streamy.live on Instagram and all social media just to see some of the coolest things that we have coming up. Of course, streamy.com to see all the fantastic new talent that we have here. And if you want to slide into my DMs and give us some recommendations of what new talent or new games or new things you want to see on the streaming platform, slide into my DMs at official Rob Fury on all social media. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say thank you very much to the cast of Starfield for being here on our stream. Don't forget, Jackie, Sissy, and Jake will be signing at the top of the hour. Emily's going to be signing offline, and Julie's going to be signing next Tuesday. So with that, I will leave you with this. All you space dwellers, have fun and be safe out there, for you have entered the world of fun. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.